All right. Hello, everybody. This is Chad Murdock,
This is Jessica Carton with Murdock Manwaring Company.
a real estate group at Keller Williams Realty East Idaho, your neighbors in the know.
In the
Yeah,
know.
yeah. And we are creating impact through real estate as well, part of our mission. And what we want to do is we want to create kind of a short little video about stats. We're seeing a lot of things change. We do a longer stat video that everybody can watch, but
Yep.
we want to make sure that everybody kind of gets the main parts because we're seeing a lot of changes in our market right now. So
we're going to do this little highlight video. And by the way, in the description will be a link if you want to hear the whole discussion with the whole team. So you can get anything that you want.
Anything you want. So let's go ahead and let's just make the main points. We're going to do a quick little 5-minute video here and just explain kind of what we're seeing. So the big thing that we always talk about is how many homes are selling, and we have seen a reduction in homes in 2021 or in 2022 versus 2021.
For the month of July.
Homes for the month of July, comparing it with the previous month of July in 2021.
Right.
And so anyway, that is an interesting thing. And what we're seeing also is everybody's asking about prices and where are we seeing prices in this? And if you look at basically our year over year in July pricing, we're at $441,000, our average sales price in July, as opposed to 2021, we're at $390,000. So
Chad, I'm going to have you move that slide forward on that.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. And we want to put this in perspective because it's like, hey, are we still appreciating? Well, yeah, if you look over year, we are. But let's really put in perspective what the increase in interest rates have done. And I think it's a good thing here. So if you look at January 2022, we were at 413,000. In February, we went up 2% to 422. In March, we went up to 430. And in April, we went up to $457,000, another 5.8%. So basically in the first 4 months of the year, and really it's the 3 months that we had data going upwards, we were up almost 10%, which would have put us close to 30 some odd percent appreciation for 2021.
Which would have been right tracking.
2022.
Right, tracking right with 2021.
Yeah, with 2021. Interest rates went up and we felt it, we've seen it. And a lot of people have said, oh, I don't want to be a part of this. And in May, prices went down 1.2%. In June, they went down just 1/3%. In July, we saw prices go down 441%. So really, we have seen prices go down the last 3 months about 3.6%. But overall for the year, we're just above 6% appreciation for the year, which that's a way healthier number and sustainable number than 30+%, which is what we saw last year. So
yeah, that slide should make people feel great.
Yeah, no, that's great news. I mean, the market's still good. And here's some interesting stuff too. Currently on the market, we have 688 homes. We hear about, hey, there's a lot more inventory. Last month, there were 644 homes. That's increase of 6.8%. And so, that's a good amount of homes. How does that compare though? What were we looking at before? And before we were looking at in January, when we started this year, or basically when we ended January, we were at 134 homes.
Amazing.
And so, that kind of puts a little bit of perspective on what's happened. We've seen a 513% increase in the amount of homes on the market, which is why we're seeing a lot of price drops and why we're also seeing prices soften. And with rates being higher, we're seeing less deals closing. So
it's a beautiful example of supply and demand. Beautiful example of this is true economics. The government's trying to slow down spending for inflation with the interest rate. More homes have come on the market, so there's less buyers, more homes. There we go.
And as much as complicated as you want to make it, it's really just simple supply and demand.
Yep.
So where does that put us with interest rates? I mean, if you want to look at this chart here, here's the mortgage rate trends. You can see where we kind of started out in September and October, and then at the beginning of the year they went up. And right now for 30-year, you're basically looking at about 4.9%, 15-year 4.25%. There's some arms that are right around even a little bit lower, but pretty much the same there. So anyway, and we have good news that inflation, we got the announcement yesterday that it's actually lower than it was in June, and so we should probably see rates stay under 5. So That is some good stuff as well. And Jess, you want to explain this one? This is a
Yeah,
good one
so
as far as buying power.
yeah, this is really important as people start to realize how do interest rates really affect us? I mean, what does it really do to impact us? Well, if you take a look and look at back in February of 2022, when they were at 3.7% interest, your buying power was buying a house at 441,000 or getting a loan for 441,973,000. Well, as rates went up, you moved just from that 3.6 to 5%. That took your buying power to that same payment. The loan is now 381,000 for the same payment. When it went to 5.5, that moved you to 361,000 for the same payment. And then when we hit that 6% and inched above 6%, that same payment. So back in February, you were buying a $441,000 house, same payment at 6%, which was 3 weeks ago, was 341,000. So that really feels when you see the number of homes decreasing on sale, you can see that's $100,000 difference in purchase price for the same payment. We can see why that slowed homes.
And just since then, we've seen your buying power increase by $40,000. So now you're back to this 5% mark. Yep. So if you're thinking of buying before and it went up to 6, I mean, now's your time to jump back in and get 5%. So.
And don't try to play the market. You know, the nice part is you buy a house, you marry that house, but you're always dating the rate, because if rates drop, you can refinance. It's the beauty of that. That's right.
All right, so we let's finish this up. And basically what it means is we had an extreme seller's market, a balanced market. You know, you have sellers and buyers market. A balanced market is considered 5 to 6 months. We are now in a healthy seller's market, 3.76 months. Okay, so we're in a good spot. We'd like to get closer to the 5 to 6. Usually you don't stay there long, so I'd probably rather be at this 4 months of inventory for a while if we can. So anyway, but that's basically. Anything else you want to add to this, Jess?
Nope, I think it's a great time to sell and it's a great time to buy. Please don't let any of your fears or worries keep you from that. We're here to give you good information so you make good decisions, and that's the stats.
Yeah, that's the stats. I'm Chad Murdock.
I'm Jessica Carton.
And we're the Murdock Manwaring Company, a real estate group at Keller Williams Realty East Idaho. Your
neighbors in the know.
All right. Thanks for joining us, and see you next month.